Question 1553. What is the closest you have ever come to death?
Hey, I changed my background. Perfect timing for this.
I tell you this, the closest I've ever come to death was 48 hours.
What?
Okay, the closest I've come to my own death or to somebody else's death?
Your own death.
Okay, those are very different answers.
Okay, I can answer this. I can answer this very easily.
Go on.
The last time I did a Jar Jar impression around Amanda.
That sounds fair too.
And you see that look there, that you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm. She doesn't know where you are now. You can do it now.
Again.
I tell you this, the original America's Cup race was won
We're
by
still on
the
this.
British. The original ones.
Lovely.
The original one.
We're
The
still on this.
1851. The 1851 America's Cup was won by the British. The
You
original.
just Google that.
Wikipedia is my friend.
Okay, cool. Okay,
Right,
I
shush.
stand corrected.
I'm just gonna
The
do
original defenders were Cal's Yacht Club.
Shh. No one that when I cut this question out is going to make any sense because that was in the previous question. Sandy said, ventilated and checked for brain activity before removing it. They removed it? You do very well. Nikki says, came
yes.
3... Go on.
But yes, the closest I have come to my own death was 48 hours. Because I
Explain
did have
48
stage 2
hours.
sepsis. I had stage 2 sepsis and I was told...
Bursa.
And it was MRSA. MRSA that had gone septic. And I was told...
Katie has told me a lot about this.
And I had a temperature at 40 degrees. And I had a heart rate at 150 at points. And I was collapsing on a regular basis. And my veins were collapsing as well. So they couldn't get the fluids in. And I was in hospital isolation for 7 days.
Quite good, but 48 hours is still way away.
No, it's not ways away. It's not.
No.
Nikki says, came 3 foot from dropping down a 700-foot cliff. Mark says, I died twice from a motorcycle accident. The same one? Yandiri said, I choked on candy 3 times. I'd stop eating candy. Nerdy says, a few years ago with cancer. Nikki says, I had spiromeningitis. The damn thing near killed me too. Tusk says, I've been shot twice, died once from alcohol poisoning and drowned. I've been resuscitated twice. As dead is as close as I've been to death. He's doing quite well.
I think Tusk wins this.
I think he might. Wildheart says, I had 7% kidney function from substance abuse.
I guess I've been to medical school. Does that count?
No.
I basically died. No, I have not been. No, on a serious note, though, I've not had any near-death experiences myself. I've been on the provider end, though. I was 911 EMT for 2 years, so I responded to a lot of people having death experiences and near-death experiences.
I was involved in one.
Go on, Jenny.
I was involved in one code situation when I worked at a hospital. And,
On you?
No, not on me. On a patient of ours.
But getting back to
me, they just in my case they just killed me because they had to reset. They had to reboot my heart to get it to slow down.
Did they give you amiodarone?
Oh yeah, I'm taking it every day.
Oh snap! So you're getting restarted every day.
No. I take amiodarone every day. The procedure was only once because the amiodarone wasn't doing the job.
Oh, did they chemically cardiovert? Is that what they did, or electrically cardiovert?
I was unconscious, so I don't know. But they
You
said
don't know. Okay.
you might not come back from this. So sign these papers and give us your car keys. You know.
Dang. I mean, I'd be curious to know more about that, but that can happen elsewhere.
I think they did it electrically,
Okay.
but I don't know.
Donald
I wasn't there.
You weren't there.
Yes. Also, I did have a collapsed lung once, and then they gave me ibuprofen.
For a
And then
collapsed
they
lung.
realised, because I was having an asthma attack, and then they gave me ibuprofen.
Ooh.
And I'm allergic to ibuprofen, so I got far worse,
Oh my
far
God.
quicker. So they had to so they inserted a tube straight into my lung to reinflate.
Well, they should have inserted the tube right away. Like, if you're having a pneumo, they should have just done that.
Yeah, but what have I
Where's
told
their
you about the
chest X-ray?
NHS? What have I told you about the NHS?
I mean, you told me they're terrible, but like, where's their damn chest X-ray? Like, get the chest X-ray. You'll see it. You'll see the pneumo. Do the tube.
It takes
I'm
several
only a
hours
third
to
of
get an
that
X-ray. It takes several hours to get an X-ray.
It does, actually. It's not one of these emergent
That's
things.
terrible.
I don't want to hear
What?
from fucking British people anymore about how much better the NHS is after fucking what?
Right.
I know, but the difference
that
is with the
bullshit.
NHS is that everybody can get an X-ray. As opposed
Yeah,
to only
that's
about
true.
60% of you.
Here they
Nearly
bring
2
the
days
X-ray
to
machine to
do a
you.
scan of his blown up testicle, and he just sat in the fucking hospital for fucking 15
He
hours.
was triaged. He was
Again,
triaged.
the difference here too is the fact that in the U.S. we have a lot of people who aren't even going to the hospital because they refuse to be in debt that much. So I mean, it's both systems.
I
They're
know
both
how
awful.
fucked up our system is too, but
Oh yeah.
He was triaged in minutes. He was triaged in minutes. And they decided it wasn't worth it. He could wait. Doorknob Head, Huntsville, Alabama. Hanging off a cliff, bullets flew over my head from people shooting across the river. Boy Scout trip where the canoe flipped over and one of us died? One of you died? That's a horrific childhood. Eating the pussy part of a steak.
Pus. P-U-S.
Pussy.
Pussy. Why would someone eat
pussy?
pussy at all?
Moving on.
I liked the other way you said that better.
I thought typoed it. Noxum, a horse nearly double-barreled my forehead. It was so close I felt the wind. I almost suffocated from eating bread. Said, Yandere, you have a problem eating. Personal head canal, I'm immortal, says Nikki. They also tried to kill me with fluoxetine.
The cloxacillin.
In my hospital stay. Thankfully, my liver started working again. Tusk says, a friend once bet me that I could drink a bottle of Jack Daniels in one go. I did, and I died.
No.
You haven't had a hangover until you've died and been paddled back to life. The bet was for less than
I had a similar thing on 3 litres of White Lightning when I was 16.
Okay. Sorry, you don't need 3 litres of. You just need a similar thing with White Lightning.
Why isn't that like basic knowledge that people have as they're growing up, that if you drink this much alcohol, you're going to die, period?
I don't think you know Scotland very well.
I'm Brune. I'm Brune Tizer. Does anybody... Dave, do you remember the old Tizer bottles that used to have the red head that would fill up, that they would fill up in the adverts?
Yes.
Yeah. I do not. I can't stand. I like Iron Brew, but I cannot stand Tizer.
I don't mind Tizer. Amanda! You're muted.
The question is, could you unmute yourself, please?
Sorry, I think you know it, Dave.
Do I? That recently, would you say?
Yes.
You haven't had horrific car accidents.
I did have a horrific car accident actually when I was 21, but I didn't almost die. I just like almost lost my foot or something.
Does thinking you're going to die count?
No.
What?
Okay.
I didn't hear you, Jen. That's okay.
It's thinking you're going to die.
Either the last year when I aspirated during that surgery, or I had an ectopic pregnancy that exploded.
So you have multiple experiences.
Yeah, a couple.
Just a next topic, Brendan.
This is no longer critical questions. This is morbid questions.
Yes.
I
We're almost done with this question.
I changed my background with perfect timing for that question to show up because I went from doctor's office to now it's a morgue. Yeah, I was like, I need to pull this out at some point, and then I did not know he was going to ask that question right after I changed my background. It was perfect timing.
Black Sofa says, I was in a car with 3 friends. We were driving towards a train crossing and the lights were flashing, the alarms were sounded. One friend said, just drive on. So we did.
No.
No.
I know somebody who died that way.
Yeah, I've seen that. I was at a level crossing where that happened once. It was like...
No. Don't mess around with trains. Just don't do it.
Do not, under any
do it.
circumstances, mess around on railways or with trains.
The train always wins. Always.
Yes. Manda, you've got to respond to Mark in the chat, otherwise I've got to read it. The car stalled on the track. I thought we were going to die, but my friend managed to get the car started again just in time.
No, I don't. And I'm not responding to that or reading it myself. So.
And that's another one. I've heard.
I can't see the chat, so I've got no idea what's being said.
I've heard all these.
Doesn't matter. We can't hear you, Jenny.
I've heard all these stories of people who have their car stall on the track. Why do you even put yourself in that situation to begin with?
Right?
You'd never just go on the tracks and stay there stationary.
Because it's not that. It's
Ever.
people's mentality. Have you not driven with other people that don't? How they're taught to? They fear train tracks, so they fuck the gears. They just fuck the gears going across it because they fear the train track so much. It's like a block in their head, and I've watched people do it. And my mum, when she used to do it, she would literally get to the start of a train track, and then she would just put her foot on the floor and close her eyes to cross the train track.
Oh my God!
And it's just it's these mistakes because they're scared, and it's why my logic for why they stall. They just fuck the gears on their car and just gone.
Dave?
Not an American problem because they're all automatics in America.
Yeah, we don't have the problem.
No,
as much,
they're not.
but-
No, they're not.
But you'd have to hope people that drive stick would that they tend to intentionally drive it and know what they're doing and wouldn't be scared of a railway.
Not
I'm
even
gonna
a
pee
little bit.
really bad, but I'll be right back.
Okay.
And I have to do exactly the same, so I'll be...
I'm gonna miss.
I've done that classic race the train on a parallel road.
That's fun.
So that you can get to the crossing and go over.
No, you
before.
don't do that bit.
Well, I didn't because it was apparent that I wasn't going to make it. So I said, no. The engineer's eyes were getting big. He was.
Yandiri almost got hit by a truck twice. Yandiri, are you trying to just accidentally die? Randy says, I've come close to death many times. I can't say which time was the closest. Tusk says, Iron Brew and ties are a vile. And Black says that was what it was at Bible college. Were your friends in the car Bible college people too? And Mark Caesar says, a car with gears, what's that? I don't think I've had. Have I had brushes with death? My external memory.
Well, what about when your ball pops? That could have been fatal.
I don't think it would have been fatal. I mean, I've had lots. I've been electrocuted, fallen off things, but I wouldn't say I've particularly come close to death. I mean, I've had maybe a dozen surgeries, but most of them are for relatively orthopedic things or stupid things.
No, I mean I've had like 5 surgeries, but it's nothing serious.
I suppose the closest I've come to death is I managed to get a chip. Oh, why did I call it a chip? I could die. I hate talking to Americans. A crisp. I managed to get a crisp perfectly closed in my throat.
Sauna lady is just sad that I left.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
Had that been a?
She's
has that
only
been
here for me.
I'll just say, David, you've been eating Pringles, you would have been screwed.
It wouldn't have fit. It was a Walker's crisp.
Yeah, okay.
And it closed. It went in my throat perfectly. I could not breathe at all.
I'll sign a lady's back.
That's Lay's for our American friends.
Lay's. And do you know how you solved the problem?
Chew them?
No.
Yeah.
Not once it's in your throat. You can't chew it in your throat.
Well, the idea is to chew it before it goes into your throat.
Glucagon. The answer is glucagon.
No, the solution was a hot tea.
Okay, well, if it stays there and you have to call paramedics, the answer is glucagon. In case you need to know that.
Yeah, but we have the one thing we have in Britain almost always nearby is hot tea. I mean, there were 3 people in the room that were drinking hot tea.
Oh.
And so if you're
let's put it this way,
how do you get it past? I forget the anatomical name of the point where it chooses which pipe to go down.
Well, let's just put it this way. My room is
yes, thank you.
To say what to illustrate what Dave has just said. My room is 4 floors up from here. That is literally the furthest away you can be from hot tea in the UK.
Yeah, literally, you either go in with some instruments and you pull it out, or you use glucagon if you can't pull it out, or you go to the emergency department and they scope you and take it out.
What was the question?
I don't know. We're talking about foreign bodies. That's all I got about this.
What's the closest you've ever come to death?
Oh, we're still on that one, are we? I thought we would have moved on from that by now.
No, I wouldn't.
I know, I thought so too, but we're talking about foreign bodies now.
2 of my guests sodded off. I don't go on to the next question.
We were expecting that to be the curse.
Dave, let's have the next question, because you have actually answered this.
All right, this is the penultimate question.
Penultimate?
Yeah.
Thank you, Dave.
The second to last question.
Allegedly.
No, definitely. I can add more if you want.
No, please let's not.
You've got COVID now. Right.
Yes, my kid just needed help taking her shirt off.
I just got my
Why?
bandage on, and
That's true.
I
I'm
gotta
sorry.
keep this arm straight.
I apologize.
Hello.
Explain that to him.
They know that you were all crippled and shit.
Does he know that we
Yes,
think
they
he was
do.
hit by a truck?
Yes, they're assuming that it was more than just a skateboard.
We are assuming it was an 18-wheeler.
Cool.
Likes that, I guess.
There are 2 important questions yet.
Go ahead.
Is he spending less time in the bedroom?
Well, I'm in his bedroom right now.
I'm about to head out.
Go to. And what's your second question?
Can he use a game controller yet?
What?
Can he use a game controller yet?
Oh, yes. See, his hands are unwrapped now. It's just his elbows are unwrapped.
If you enjoyed that, please hit the thumbs up button. If you didn't, hit the thumbs down. If you think you've got a better answer or just want to tell us how wrong we are, leave a comment down below. Subscribe down here for new questions every day, and make sure you hit the bell so you don't miss out on our live shows. If you click over here, you'll see our latest upload. Over here, for what YouTube thinks you'll love the most. And finally, for a complete playlist of all our currently released questions, click here.